Hi, I'm Dane Flanagan from ultraHealth Agency, and I wanted to give you guys a few interviewing tips to kind of help you along the way. As we recruit for medical staffing, we recruit a lot of upper management, executive director, supervisor, manager level candidates in the medical field. And from time to time, just a few interviewing tips that you could use that we all can use to make ourselves better, to make ourselves just a better candidate. And we could all use some of these tips. So I wanted to freshen up everybody, but also for the people that are coming to us for these positions, I wanted to say, hey, you know what? There may be a few things we can work on before we kind of get started. Professionalism from the start. It's hard, and I want to kind of preface this as a way of saying that we should all be prepared, right? Be prepared for this position. Be prepared for the companies that we've applied for. That doesn't mean if you're saving the page, either on your phone, on your desktop, if you're printing it out, whatever you have to do, like you're prepared. Um, Place the interview on your time, right? Like it doesn't matter whenever you're interviewing. It doesn't matter if it's Zoom, web, phone, or in person. Make sure it's on your time. Make sure that you have enough time. Give yourself enough time. Make sure it's quiet. And I kind of want to, talk about this briefly, but I know that childcare right now is hard with COVID-19 going around, with kids not being able to be in school. They're actually at the house, like they can't go play outside like they used to with their friends. Make sure that you have that time, that hour, that half an hour to talk, and let the interviewer know like ahead of time, like, hey, I have the kids right now. It's kind of tough, like how about we have in the afternoon or evening or early morning? Make it best on your time so you have that quiet time. And we've had interviews with people who take interviews in the car, in a closet. Man, it doesn't matter. What matters is they can hear what you're saying, they understand what you're saying, and you're not having a bunch of distractions, which it takes away from you as a candidate. Really, when you have a bunch of distractions going on, it really takes away from you. And sometimes your car is like a cool place to take an interview because you can just pull over, pop up your phone, have good visual and good audio, and talk for a few minutes. So make sure you're in a quiet time, you're in a time that you're going to be relaxed and you have a few minutes. But and also ask that interviewer, hey, you know what, I need to, like ask them like, hey, can we do this in the evening or can we do this early earning? Like put it on your time that's best for you. On the phone interview, make sure you ask questions. Sometimes I'll call a candidate, just I'll look at their resume, think they're a good fit, and instead of emailing them to set up an interview time, I'll just give them a call, just kind of ask them, talk to them for a few minutes. If it's not a good time, just say, hey, it's not a good time for me. Can I give you a call back? And that way you can get in front of the computer on your phone and look at the job, look at the position, see what you applied for. Ask questions. Like this is like the time like that you should ask a lot of questions. Just for you as a candidate, like you're confident in the position, like you know what you're getting yourself into. Like, hey, I want the job, or nah, you know what? After I kind of read over it again, and this person wants me to call them back, I really don't want it. Ask about the environment. Like you should know the environment. And I know that a lot of our clinical and administrative settings, they know the environment, but still, if you have questions about it, ask how many beds there are. Ask what's the patient flow. You should be prepared, and ask about the compensation. I think a lot of us are money's a tough question. It's a tough topic for all of us, but it's just part of the job, right? Like you're not doing it for free. This isn't a free service. It's ask about the compensation, ask about the money. It's okay. If you have questions about the compensation, like weekly, biweekly, this is the time to ask. And if the interviewer can't answer those questions for you, like just ask them to email you back. It's okay. Video interviews. Right now, of course, because of COVID, and I think after COVID, it's going to be really popular for us to have more video interviews. I think our technology's gotten a lot better, our bandwidth has gotten better, and also these platforms that we have are a lot better. But as we talk about that, like make sure these platforms you're comfortable with. Make sure you've downloaded the software. There's a lot of different ones that different companies like to use because security, because of what they might not have on their server, and for what that person interviewing might be comfortable with. So if it's Zoom, make sure you download Zoom beforehand. If it's what type of webcast, make sure you download it beforehand. Most of these things can be downloaded on your phone, and honestly, our phones have a lot better technology than our laptops. Just because our laptops are a little bit older, our phones are newer, the cameras are newer, the audio's newer. So we can have a lot more in-person interviews on our phones than we can on our laptops. But make sure we download that technology beforehand. I think one thing that shows to me when I'm interviewing a person and they've looked at the technology, at least they're comfortable with technology, is they're okay with the platform. They're okay with the software. They know their communication devices. They're double checking things. They're looking at things. And for a lot of times, it shows that what kind of supervisor they are, what kind of manager they are. If they're a manager that can't, download Zoom onto their phone, you got to wonder, like, man, are they? How are they going to be good with the computing software at a hospital? How are they going to be doing good at inputting somebody's critical information? These are the types of system types of things that you need to have in order to take that next level. You need to show that in the interview process. Your in-person interviews. Bring a copy of your resume. Be confident. Be yourself. These are all things that people tell you before, but there's a little bit of time to let your personality shine. Some of us do it through, the way that we dress. I'm not going to say, how you should dress going into an interview, but, like, wear something that's appropriate. And if you need to ask the interviewer or ask the person that you had the phone interview with or a video interview with, and they ask you for a second interview, say, what should I wear? What's appropriate? A lot of us in the medical field, we got people that can't used to come in wearing scrubs, which if you're going for a management or supervisor position or the directorial level, that might not be the best. That might not be the most appropriate wear for you is to wear scrubs. So just ask ahead of time, and you want to wear what that interviewer is wearing. So if they're wearing scrubs, it's okay. If they're in a suit, you want to make sure that you dress appropriately. That way you know that you feel confident about yourself. You feel confident about yourself when you're in an environment where you fit. And this is a time to actually, just kind of let your personality shine a little bit, good or bad. Like if they don't like who you are, they're not going to like working with you for the next 4 or 5 years. So you want to make sure that you're okay with, the environment and who they are. I'm Dane Flanagan from ultraHealth Agency. Stay ultra. Stay healthy.